Welcome to Executive Airsoft. Today we're going to be taking a look at my headgear as well as a mini review of my helmet. To start off, we're going to look at the main part of my headgear, my helmet. I'm currently running a FMA replica of the FMA Ballistic helmet. This helmet is in multicam and it is actually fairly close to the FMA multicam, which is, from what it appears to be, a hydro-dipped multicam. The helmet is completely made out of plastic, and the helmet itself is rather sturdy. There's no worries about it breaking or being cracked with BBs or anything like that. The shroud and the arc rails are both plastic. They are a rather cheap plastic. It's a darker plastic that seems to be close to the FMA color of their shrouds and rails. But they are fairly cheaper. There's a bit of molding issues on the side, and it's hard to clip in the attachments that come with it, although they do work and they do stay. One problem I had is actually I could not actually get the Picatinny rail attachment to stay in one place without screwing it down. This isn't much of a problem. I'm not currently running anything on it. I'm just leaving it on there so I don't lose it. The inside is actually surprisingly comfortable. It's also a complete replica of the fast helmet, or of the ballistic helmet, and has fairly comfortable pads. From what I can tell, they're not as comfortable as the real FMA pad system, but it is a rather good replica. It's not uncomfortable to wear. It's better than a Mitch replica helmet. It actually has the headlock system in the back that works fairly well, and it allows me to take out some of the pads to run a headset just like the real ballistic helmet. The chin strap and buckle is fairly cheap. There's actually a bit of a plastic ring whenever you clip it, if you can listen. It's just kind of high-pitched and cheap, but that's kind of standard for all replica helmet clips. Everyone I've heard has that similar weak clip. It hasn't given me any troubles. I haven't seen any break. I haven't seen any give out, but definitely would not want it to be shot. It would most likely break. Overall, if you can find this helmet for pretty cheap, it's actually not that bad of a helmet. It's a replica. It has everything right. It looks right. It's no glaring problems. Everything is kosher. It's a fairly nice helmet if you're trying to do a budget impression. I would not trust this shroud with a real night vision. It's plastic. I would replace that, but nothing is a glaring mark or anything too bad about the helmet. It works fine. It serves perfect, and I was able to pick it up for rather cheap at under $50, and that's cheaper than I've seen any similar fast helmet. Most of them are going for at least $20 or more than I actually paid. Now we'll just take a look at what I'm running and how I'm running my helmet specifically. I haven't done too much to this helmet. Like I said before, I removed some pads internally so I can run a headset. But other than that, it is mainly stock, only some slight added on patches and accessories. First, you can see I added my team patch here on the right side, and on the opposite side I added a homemade flag patch as well as the homemade team patch. If anyone would like to see a tutorial on how to make some homemade IR patches, please comment. I also have a homemade call sign patch. I can show how to make those too. They're fairly simple and fairly cheap, and it will save you a lot of hassle. Something I recently picked up actually this morning is a V-light in green, just to throw up a light on top, just to give me some extra light when I'm out playing, or I'm playing in dark indoors and I'm trying to keep my team knowing that I'm friendly and not to hit me. It has a strobe feature and is a fairly nice light, just something right there to get a light. I'm looking to get a mantis strobe on top and another V-light to put opposite of this one back on the back of the helmet, so I can have 3 different colors for 3 different situations. But overall, that's just this helmet specifically. Next, we're going to take a look at my headset. This is a Bravo Sordin replica headset. I know there are a few other different replicas, but this one is Bravo. Whether it's rebranded, I'm not sure. Frankly, I had some problems with this headset. It did not work properly from the day I got it. I had some problems and I was not able to return it. So I'm still using it. It still works as sound protection, hearing protection, and I can still amplify the sound. But the main problem is that I cannot get calls in on the radio. It's not my radio. I've tried it with several other radios. It's not my PTT. I've checked everything with that. It's the headset. I'm not quite sure what is wrong with it. I couldn't return it from how I got it, but it just wouldn't get calls in. I could call out and those would work fine. The other players or teammates could hear my calls out, but I could not receive calls in. So from a command position, it's not too bad. I can kind of send calls out. I can have other people tell me if I'm getting calls in, but I don't know, kind of a hassle. I'm just using them mainly because I use Thunderbees and I like having hearing protection, and they look rather cool. They protect my ears from BB shots as well, which are not fun. They work fine. The hearing amplification works fine. They're easy to operate. They're comfortable. They're nice. They're good quality headphones or a headset, but they just won't get calls in for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just mine. I don't know if I got a bad bear, but just a warning. Before we end, I'd like to make a quick announcement. On June 9th, I'll be attending the U.S. Airsoft Expo at the Monroeville Convention Center. I'll be visiting some of the booths, as well as covering some of the action down at the expo. I will also be taking place in their loadout contest. Please don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.